you trouble? So, who's got a thought on what problem we should do first? For the last time, it is the only paper in the packet that says review 2.1 to 2.5. The other one that says, this is not brain surgery. It says review 2.1 to 2.5.
It's like the second to last page.
So who's on the right page and has a question? Caroline?
11.
11. All right, so we have an equation. Oh, shoot. I gotta be over here. We have an equation that gives us the height of the ball. Okay. All right, so this gives the height above the ground. Okay, when will the stone reach its highest elevation? That's just another way of asking what? Vertex. What's the maximum? So x equals, or t equals, negative b over 2a. So that probably is something. 10/7. So the question says, when will the stone reach its highest elevation? And the answer to that question is at 10/7 seconds. Yeah, meters per second. 10/7 seconds. When will the stone hit the ground? So back to the equation. Hitting the ground has nothing to do with the maximum. How do I find when it hits the ground? Put 0 for the height. So I'm going to solve this equation. And I don't know, that might factor, but who knows. So I'm going to use the quadratic formula. Oh, I got a negative for one of them. Which isn't good. So there are the two answers I got when I typed that in on my calculator through the quadratic formula. So the question is, when will the stone hit the ground? How are we going to answer that? 37 seconds. This thing started at the top of a roof or something, so there's only one place it hits the ground, and that's at 37. Okay? All right, who has another one on here you see that looks troublesome? Kendall? 14. So we have a picture, and we need the perimeter to be 124, right? I don't know either one of these two dimensions, but I know that if the perimeter is 124, what do the two squiggly ones add up to? If the perimeter is 124. So those two together make 62. So if this one's x, this one would be 62 minus x, because together they make 62. So if one of them was 10, the other one would be 52, 62 minus 10. And I want the biggest picture possible, which means I want to maximize what? Area. Now I want to maximize that, which means I want to find its vertex. I got the dimensions to be 31 by 31. Interestingly enough, if you want to maximize a rectangle, it's always a square. Now, that didn't happen in our fence problems because we weren't using all four sides. Remember, we were only using 3 sides? But if you're using all 4 sides, the maximum will always be a square. All right, who else? We got time for a couple more. Who else? See something on here that you just know when you get home you're not going to be able to do? Jasmine?
Number 4.
Now, anytime it says find the remainder, division is an option, but I do not want to divide this y. Yes, too many zeros. It's x to the 100th. I don't want to mess around with that. So what do I do instead? If all I want is the remainder, I plug in what I would have divided by. So if I were going to do the division, what would be out here in the box? -1. So that's the number I plug in as though I'm just evaluating a function. So it's 3 plus 4 minus 10, -3. So your remainder is -3, if I did all my arithmetic correctly. Okay?
Number 3.
Find the quotient and remainder. Now, could I divide on this one? Yeah. You do not want to do this on problem 3 because all this does is give you what? The remainder. You need the quotient, so you're actually going to have to do a division. So we're just going to do plain synthetic division, making sure you notice there's something missing there. So I don't know, I hope I divided right, I hope all my multiplication and stuff is right. So what's my quotient? 3x cubed, 6x squared, 21x, and 34. What's my remainder? 69 over x minus 2. Now, that tells me a couple of things. First of all, what does this tell me? X minus 2 is not a zero, not a factor. Furthermore, check this out. What does that tell me? Yeah, there's no root bigger than 2. 2 is an upper bound. Right? Because of the signs. All right, who sees another one? Riley? Which one? 13.
So when it says find the quotient, you just have to do like on that last.
Do you know what a quotient is? Henry. embarrassing. The quotient is the answer to a division problem. Okay? So if I divided 16 by 8, the quotient would be 2. Okay? So anytime it says find the quotient, you're going to be doing a division problem. Just like when it says sum, you do an add problem, right? Yeah. All right, the publisher, okay, so what is my income right now? 80,000 times $1.60. Right? That's my income right now. But I'm going to make some changes. What's going to be happening to this 80,000? It's going to be going down in groups of 1,000 or 10,000. And what's happening to my price? It's going to be going up in groups of 40 cents. So what I'm really trying to figure out is, how many times do I want to increase this price? Once, twice, 3 times. How many times am I going to increase the price? All right, so my income or my revenue starts out with 80,000, but I'm going to be subtracting 10,000 every time I raise my price, right? So if I raise it 1 time, I'll be down to 70,000. If I raise it 2 times, I'll be down to 60,000, and so on. And the 160 is going to be going up in increments of 40 cents. So 1 raise would be $2, 2 raises would be $2.40, and so on. Now, what do I want to know about this equation? Which means I want to find its vertex. You do not want to set it equal to 0 and solve it. Do you want your income to be 0? No, that would be silly. We want to find the vertex. But in order to find the vertex, we have to get that in standard form. All right, so what do we get when we do that? I should do this on the calculator. All right, so x is going to be negative b over 2a. I got 2. Now, 2 is not the answer. Notice I didn't even worry about this last number. Why?
You don't need it.
I don't need it. No point messing with it. Okay, so what does that 2 mean? I'm going to raise my price twice. Question says, what price will maximize the income? Each change is 40 cents. So 2 changes would be 80 cents. Added on to the original $1.60, the answer is $2.40. Right? Okay. Well, for tomorrow, then, you're going to finish this sheet. And this isn't one of those that it's optional to wait till test day. I want this done tomorrow.